This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 423, Why Date Your Spouse by Cara Harvey of apurposedrivenmom.com. Hey, everyone. I'm your host, Joss Marie, and welcome back to the show where I simply narrate blogs for ya. And today actually marks 2 years to be exact, so happy anniversary, and thank y'all so much for your support along the way. We couldn't do it without you listening every single day. And we know just how busy y'all are, so the fact that you take the time to listen really means a lot. And speaking of, if you're married and you're a busy mama, then today's post from Cara Harvey is an episode you absolutely need to listen to. As life gets busier and busier for us moms, there are so many things that we just put on the back burner, including our husbands. So this post goes out to all the moms who want to rekindle the romance in their marriages. And with that, let's dive right in and start optimizing your life. Why Date Your Spouse by Cara Harvey of apurposedrivenmom.com. Free and cheap date night ideas. When it comes to date night, it's important for me to make sure we find cheap or free ideas to stay on our budget. I've been married to my husband now for almost 5 years, and we never really dated each other. When we started dating, he was an assistant principal and I was a teacher, and we had to keep our relationship semi-hidden since we didn't want anyone to think that there was any favoritism. That meant for us, date nights and getting to know each other better happened a lot at home, and movie night and takeout was our go-to. Even after we shared our relationship, our lives were so busy that we didn't often take the time to date each other as we should, and I knew that when we got married, if we didn't take the time to date, then romance would be out the door. This year, with the addition of a third kid to our family, we knew we would have to be super intentional about our time together. Add on top of it that my husband had been out of work for 7 months, starting again soon. Yay! So we'd been together a lot, and it was hard to separate those romantic moments from our day-to-day. So we made a resolution to date each other more this year. To do this, we knew we had to set intentional measures, and we're both data nerds, so we determined that we do at least one home date a month and one out-of-the-house date every other month. We knew this wasn't 100% as much time together as we wanted, but it was a much more realistic goal for us. Plus, these goals are still a reach for us since, honestly, the only dating we did was if we got invited to a wedding a few times a year. Why you need to date your spouse. Your relationship matters. As life gets busier and busier for us moms, a few things get pushed back in our lives, ourselves and our husbands. It's sad but true. We take care of ourselves less, and we often forget, in between the day-to-day conversations about cooking dinner, picking up diapers, or who is going to do bath time, that our husbands and us deserve to feel special too. Your relationship with your husband matters. Remember that when your children are grown and gone, it will just be you two again. And when you are both in love and happy with each other, a byproduct of dating each other, your home feels happier, and that trickles down to your children. Feel like you again. There are a lot of really great benefits on your relationships when you make the effort to date each other, but let's focus on the effects it has on you. I often get stuck in the day-to-day drudgery. I can't remember the last time I washed my hair. I'm constantly covered in spit up, and by the end of the day, I am just over being touched by someone each day. Even if you choose to do a home date, can I encourage you to get dressed and out of those yoga pants? Now, don't get confused. I don't think women have to wear makeup or dress a certain way to be happy or feel good about themselves. But let's be real. Changing your clothes and taking a few minutes on you does make you feel better. I make it a rule to get dressed first thing in the morning, even if I'm changing into my nice yoga pants, because it makes me feel better, more in control, and less frumpy. On those occasions you decide to get a sitter and go on a date outside of the house, take the time to put on something that makes you feel good, smile at yourself in the mirror, and remember that person you were before all the stress and craziness. That woman is still in there, smiling and waiting for you to remember her too. Schedule it. Okay, mamas, this has to go on the calendar or it's not going to happen. Life happens, we get tired, and it's so easy to say, let's just do it another night. By putting it on the calendar and committing to each other that there is no negotiation on that date, you can ensure that your date happens. Invest in a sitter or date in. We often do our date nights in because we're in a season where we have little kids who go to bed early. We rarely are out after dark and we're okay with it. This means our date nights in can be done super easily. Now that the baby, currently 5 months, is going to bed at the same time as our toddler, we can put them to bed and go downstairs for our date. On the times we want to leave the house, we make sure to lock in a sitter. For us, that's my mother-in-law, so that we can leave the house. Having secured that someone is going to come over gives us even more accountability to actually make our date happen. You just listened to the post titled, Why Date Your Spouse by Cara Harvey of apurposedrivenmom.com. Wow, I'd just like to give a huge thanks to Cara for letting me share this one. Full disclosure, in the last couple months, we've been so busy learning how to be a family of 4, settling in our new home, as well as hosting Colby's baptism and Tal's birthday party, that I've been super guilty of putting my relationship with Lee on the back burner. But this post is a really great reminder of just how important it is to prioritize our marriage. When we're loving towards our partner, it leads to a happier home and a supportive home environment for our children. It's a win-win-win situation for all. I hope that Cara's post instills the same realization in you, no matter how crazy your schedule as a mom may be. And as a bonus, Cara has a list of 28 free and cheap date ideas. The ideas are budget-friendly, so money won't be an issue when it comes to date ideas with your spouse. And you can check out the list right on our blog post, or we have a link to the article in this episode's description and at oldpodcast.com. And while you're at oldpodcast.com, if you're interested, go ahead and sign up for our weekly newsletter for handpicked tips and other updates. We're actually going to be starting a 30-day challenge for you to participate in soon. So that's the place to be. Again, that's the email list right at oldpodcast.com. But with that, let's sign off. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow with an educational post from TK Coleman, where your optimal life awaits.